Hello there, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll cover the Wealthfront Cash Account, highlighting both the good and the bad. Simply put, this account could make you more money and could change the way you save and spend money forever. So if you already have a Wealthfront account or are considering creating one, you're going to want to listen closely. First off, what is Wealthfront? Right off the bat, Wealthfront itself is not a bank. It's instead an automated investment service or a robo-advisor. Essentially, Wealthfront is a fintech company that uses technology to automate investing. Now, beyond these investment services, Wealthfront also offers a cash account, which in this video will be our main focus. This account is made possible through Wealthfront as it partners with a network of banks to make this option available to you. Now, looking back at the cash account, it's not exactly an HYSA or high yield savings account. It's more so a checking account with some savings account features. What I mean by this is you can pay bills, you can access money in ATMs, but on the other hand, if you want more of a savings account focus, you can simply keep your money stored there and receive a high APY. As Wealthfront is really online only and very similar to these other HYSAs, just to reiterate what I've said in other videos, these high yield savings accounts typically offer higher APYs versus traditional brick and mortar banks. This can be done as these online banks have relatively low expenses versus your traditional banks. So currently the APY on Wealthfront and other similar banks is well above 4%. In the current economic environment, since the federal funds rate is relatively high, you'll see these APYs are also in line with that high rate. Wealthfront does have some irresistible perks that make it a popular option among consumers. One of these perks includes a complimentary debit card, which we'll cover in detail later on in the video. Before diving deeper into the benefits of this account, we first need to understand how Wealthfront works. I know this can come off as confusing as Wealthfront isn't a bank, so you might be wondering how can it offer a cash account? But really the key takeaway is your money is safe within Wealthfront. When you make deposits, your funds are in a cash sweep and spread across partner banks. Now this cash sweep feature allows Wealthfront to offer such a high FDIC insurance amount. It offers FDIC insurance up to $5 million as it partners with a network of various banks. According to Wealthfront, your funds are protected while in transit to and from partner banks. Now that we have a fundamental understanding of this cash account, I highly recommend you listen to the following benefits. As we've established, your money in Wealthfront is safe. High level, there is no risk for you to deposit your money into this account so long as it's within $5 million. Now in my research, I haven't come across any other banks or fintech companies offering this much insurance. Even looking at SoFi, another excellent alternative, their insurance amount offering is only $2 million. Now I recognize a lot of people watching this video likely do not have millions of dollars in cash, but it's still a good perk to consider as your money grows over time, especially when the usual HYSA FDIC insurance amount is only $250,000. Now Wealthfront remains transparent about where your money goes, so you can actually check out your monthly statement to see exactly which banks are holding your funds. And looking at APY, Wealthfront offers an industry-leading rate, currently getting close to 5%. One thing to note is that these rates are variable, but historically, Wealthfront has always led the way in this APY percentage. Unlike SoFi, you do not have to set up direct deposit to be eligible for this high APY amount. You simply get your account started by depositing $1 and immediately start receiving this high rate. Now I know these high APYs can be enticing, but you want to make sure to listen through for the rest of the video before rushing to sign up. When looking at other competing cash account options, keep in mind that a slightly higher APY percentage typically only equates to a couple dollars more per month in interest. Now this next perk is what really makes Wealthfront different than the usual HYSA. One common annoyance with HYSAs is that to access your money, you generally have to take it from your HYSA and then transfer any funds to another bank account to actually access and spend your money. On the other hand, with Wealthfront, you actually get a complimentary Visa debit card. This card is purely optional. If you want to simply keep the account as online only, no problems at all. But with the debit card, you can make purchases and withdraw money at ATMs. There's an ATM finder on Wealthfront's website, but basically there are over 19,000 that you can access for free. With this debit card, you can essentially treat this as a checking account and still receive a lot of interest with that high APY. Another awesome feature of this account is its automation tools. Imagine a direct deposit posts to your account and you can automatically take some of those funds, put it into Wealthfront's investment platform, additionally take another portion and put it into an emergency fund, With the Wealthfront account, you can do this automatic money transferring and really get a better control on your finances. On the investment side of things, you can take a portion of your money, put it into a Wealthfront investment account, and use its robo-advisors to select different stocks and bonds and whatnot, depending on your risk level. So if you're somebody who's risk averse, you can put your money into generally safer options like bonds. Whereas on the other hand, perhaps if you're a bit younger versus your retirement age, you can take a lot of your funds, have a higher risk level, and put most of them into stocks. Wealthfront manages over $40 billion for its clients, so there's definitely a lot of other consumers that trust this platform. It's really just a great option for somebody who wants to put money into the stock market, but doesn't feel like spending hours of time researching different companies. The last perk we'll cover is the early paycheck feature. Essentially, you're able to receive your paycheck up to 2 days early. This can be good for some people who want to get their funds really quickly into their account and then use that automation tool to immediately go into the stock market, for instance. Now, I would use this feature with caution. You really shouldn't be relying on an early paycheck to pay off bills. But if you just want to get a head start on investing or get your money in a little bit earlier, nothing wrong with that. Could be a good perk to consider. Another perk of this account is the ability to deposit checks using Wealthfront's app. The only criteria is that you have to have direct deposited at least $250, and additionally over the past 60 days, have an average balance of at least $2,500 in your account. At this point, you might be thinking, I'm ready to sign up, where's the link? But before doing that, I highly recommend you listen to some potential shortcomings. First off, there are no physical branches. Basically, you can't go to a physical location of Wealthfront, talk to a bank teller. Since Wealthfront isn't a bank, there isn't going to be a physical location like there may be for Wells Fargo or Capital One. A lot of consumers don't mind, they really enjoy the online-only aspect, but it's something to consider if you do want to have a physical conversation with a bank teller. Not possible with Wealthfront. Additionally, although this can be a one-stop shop for both checking and savings, there aren't these two separate accounts. It's really just one account that you can use for day-to-day spending or some savings. The competitor SoFi, as I keep mentioning, could be a good option to consider if you do want these accounts separated. And if you want to see a full review on that, I'll link it above. Next up, the piece often overlooked on reviews of these online bank accounts is that you will owe taxes on the interest you earn. The IRS considers this interest as taxable income, and as such, you aren't able to keep every single penny as tax season rolls around. I recommend speaking with an accountant or looking at different tax laws to understand exactly how you'll be impacted. The good news is you do get to keep a vast majority of the interest you earn. The next potential shortcoming is related to the APY. Now, although the rate is very high, keep in mind these APYs are variable. This means they fluctuate based on the economic environment. You more than likely won't see a drastic change overnight. Lately, they've actually been going up every single month, which is a good sign. But keep in mind that the rate you sign up at isn't guaranteed for the life of the account. The last con to cover is that the customer service center is not 24/7. With regards to support, according to its website, Wealthfront is committed to answering all emails within 24 business hours. Now, generally with these accounts, there are very few problems that arise. But if you are using Wealthfront as both a checking and savings account for your everyday banking, there is a chance you'll have to reach out at some point in time. Now you know how the Wealthfront Cash Account works, along with some pros and cons. From here, it's up to you to decide if this is the right account for you. As always, before making a financial decision, make sure to do some independent research beyond just a blog post or YouTube video. Thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about the SoFi checking and savings account, check out this video right here.